Today I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5 Episode 12. In the last episode we saw Buffy dealing with the process of losing Riley as he's gone to Belize. She definitely didn't have the response I thought she would. She was breaking down, crying, very upset. So I think it's finally hitting her that this is for real, that he's not coming back. Joyce had her operation and it seems to have gone well and she seems to be getting better. Glory is still out there trying to track down this key. Dawn might be learning something suspicious about herself. We had that scene where she could overhear people talking about her. I don't know what she thinks she heard or how she interpreted that, so I'm very curious to see where that's gonna go. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content.
It's just us.
That must have belonged to,
Oh no. Too soon. Ha!
Presumably. I think we'll find that out when they arrive. Could be very important.
Arrive? They're coming here?
What?
Why do they have to come here?
Yeah, don't they have phones? Hello, Buffy. Here's some stuff we know. Pip, pip.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Xander.
Essentially, their agenda is the same as ours. They want to save the world and kill demons.
Kill the current demons, right? Current.
She's like, former demons are safe, right? I don't have to worry.
Come here. I don't trust them. Make them not come here.
Yeah, they're not good news.
Everything up. It's a delicate time right now. I have to take care of Dawn.
But that's not new. You've always taken care of her.
Right, it's only new because she's the key, yes. Those are cute pajamas.
She's getting a snack.
Dawn? Are you listening?
I can get a snack if I want to.
Snacks are always encouraged, yes, absolutely.
Sometimes we say stuff and it's all good. Giles, you were saying...
Yeah, I'm curious how much Dawn heard from the other conversation.
Drink!
Oh, what is it?
What the hell?
This poor mailman's gonna get zapped. Ooh! That kind of reminded me of Total Recall for a second. Oh, she's digging around in your brain. Good night. Ugh, yeah. She's like, you know what? I just feel better now. Oh my goodness. Re-energized. Poor mailman.
Close next time. Understood?
Yes, we live to serve, as always.
Cool.
Yeah, obviously she needs to feed at certain times. She looked very weak when we first saw her.
Sunnydale's got too many demons and not enough retail outlets.
All you need.
It's a major flaw. Yeah, that's definitely a drawback.
Baby, if that girl's the only thing between me and my key, I don't need much time.
That's ominous. I don't like that at all. Oh, God.
Please don't step ahead.
No, he's quite right. Don't want to do anything dangerous.
We've only seen the Watcher a very, very few times.
Quentin.
So I'm very curious to see what's going to go on here.
There are some very potent elements here. Focusing crystals, runic artifacts, an amulet of Caldus.
She seems fun. They're doing like an inventory of his shop.
Burma is a criminal offense, and when triggered, it has the power to melt human eyeballs.
Well, we don't need them anyway. They're highly overrated.
What is just for the duration?
Magic box shoppers. We're going to have to ask you to leave.
They're closing down the shop. Come on.
Ever since I moved here from southeastern Indiana, where I was raised by both a mother and a father.
Good. Subtle. That's usually how people talk. Yes.
No one said anything to me about this.
Let's sit down and talk about it over here.
Okay, so obviously they have more than just a visit to talk about Glory.
And it won't be handed over until we are convinced that you and your slayer are prepared for it. Thus the review.
How are they going to prove that? Another test?
It'd be interesting if we came at it from, a different perspective, that's all.
Well,
Buffy speaking up in class? Okay.
maybe you prefer I step aside so that you can teach your own course. Speculation 101, perhaps?
Great, now shaming her because she has different thoughts. Oh, man.
Maybe you would like to teach your own class.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, Spike! I feel like the shades of white in his hair change from episode to episode.
Never need you, Spike.
Oh, I get it. You just don't like who did the rescuing, that's all.
Are they wearing the same jacket?
You keep making notches in the headboard, but eventually they get up out of the bed and run off, don't they?
You're disgusting.
That was rude. Yeah, jeez.
Maybe your beauty's fading. The stress of slaying, aging you prematurely. Things not as high, not as firm.
Shut up. Spike, you're gross.
Or I wish I didn't.
Or maybe you just don't hold their interest.
Just stir in the pot, comes around to cause trouble, and then leaves. Typical Spike. Ah, yes. Our least favorite intern.
We have information that will help. Pass the review and we give it to you without reservation.
Yeah, Buffy doesn't want anything to do with them, but she needs the information.
By resisting our recommendations.
Resisting your recommendations? She fails if we don't do whatever you say.
Yes. They're very much in power. Yeah, exactly.
You want our help?
She's not your bloody instrument, and you have no right to do any of this.
Giles.
Yeah, I thought they cut ties. Like, come on. And they're just, like, dangling it in front of her like a carrot.
Of course we do, and a great deal more. In fact, if you insist on fighting us, we'll arrange to have Mr. Giles deported within the day.
Seriously? Well...
For this country again.
She's not gonna let that happen.
Summers, but you're dealing with grown-ups now. Am I making myself clear?
And now she's like, now I remember why I don't work with you, because you guys are the frickin' worst.
You could go to her. You could talk to her. You could seduce her and bang the key out of her.
I don't think that's how that works.
I'm just me, and I don't know anything, and they're gonna go away, and they're not gonna tell me how to fight Gloria, and I'm not gonna be able to protect Dawn.
Yeah, she kind of gave up her, like, formal training, obviously, a while ago.
Anything you've done wrong, it's the way they're behaving. Holding what they know hostage with a gun pointed at them.
Yeah, they're definitely not being helpful in any way.
Also smart. They picked the perfect thing. I can't lose you.
Yeah, they knew if they threatened to take away Giles, she would, you know, do whatever they wanted.
I need to know a little bit more about the Slayer. And about the both of you. Your relationship, whatever you can tell me.
We're friends. Good friends. Girlfriends, actually.
Well, okay. There you go, take that. Oh!
Lovers. We're lesbian, gay type lovers.
Using all the adjectives.
Relationship with the Slayer.
Just good friends.
And done demon research with her and everything.
Have you mastered any fighting disciplines over the years?
No.
Not unless you count the time you thought he was a soldier.
Do help.
How? Be specific.
Last year, Willow, Giles, and me combined our essence with Buffy, which is...
That was very cool. One of my favorite episodes.
That stuff without even telling us. Not that she's like a weird loner or anything. I'm not sure we're saying this right.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be over-explaining and you'd be trying to... It's complicated, yeah.
Level?
Magical proficiency level.
Oh, high.
There's levels?
Level. Very high. One of those top levels. 5.
He's just picking random numbers. Like, is there 10? Is there 50?
Yes. She saved my life lots of times. The vampires in this town hate her.
But we understand that you help the Slayer.
Are they interviewing Spike? Come on.
I'd think you'd want to kill her. You've killed Slayers before.
Heard of me, have you?
Oh, this is taking a turn. Stay away. They don't know he can't hurt anybody.
Yeah, the Japanese names for Aikido jiu-jitsu moves.
Japanese?
And go! Whoa, hold on.
They're giving her instructions in Japanese? Come on. Oh, well, I think that's exactly the opposite of what they wanted.
Right. Give you time to, well, however you prepare.
They have to give her the information about Glory. Come on. Like, going through all of this. What? What are we doing here? What? How'd you get in? What?
I need more space, but this is good for you. It's so quaint.
Fire poker. Okay.
Buffy.
Isn't that how she threatened Faith as well?
Right now. Because you may be tiny queen in vampire world, but to me, you're a bug.
No, Dawn, get out of here.
And you are just the darlingest thing I ever did see in my life.
I don't like this. I don't like this setup at all. And her Pink Panther t-shirt.
Dawn, did you know your sister took my key, Donnie, and she won't give it back? I bet you know where she put it, don't you?
It's probably a good thing Dawn overheard. I think she knows more than Buffy thinks.
I'll kill your mom. I'll kill your friends. And I'll make you watch when I do.
She is all kinds of horrible.
Buffy, who was that? Pack a bag.
Yeah, good idea. Get him out of town. Oh my.
Oh, it's the Slayer. For a second there, I was worried.
What? They're gonna hang out with Spike? Come on.
I need your help.
She trusts Spike with them?
I need your cash.
I'm serious. You have to look after them.
I guess that he can't hurt them, but still.
Now. In or out. You're the only one strong enough to protect them.
He's loving every minute of this. That she came to him and that she needs him.
I love what you've neglected to do with the place.
Joyce is trying to be so nice.
Don't make a lot of noise. Passions is coming on.
He does love his soaps.
You think Timmy's really dead?
Oh, no. She can just sew him back together. He's a doll, for God's sake.
What about the wedding?
They're like bonding over the passions. Who's this medieval guy? Oh my gosh. Like the mesh. What the frick is this?
Guys, any way we could not do this?
It's like medieval ninjas? I don't know. What's going on?
You work for glory?
You think we ally ourselves with the beast? You must be mad.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing something.
Take the key. The Brotherhood will never stop until we destroy it and you.
Great. So now something else is after the key. Oh, man.
Power. I have it. They don't.
Exactly, yeah.
You came to beg me to let you back in.
Whoa. Tables have turned. They want her back, obviously.
Live some semblance of meaning.
This is beyond insolence.
Easy there, Nigel.
You can't do anything with the information you have except maybe publish it in the Everyone Thinks We're Insano's home journal.
Yeah, it's a great publication. But yeah, they need each other. They have the information, but she has the strength.
The magic shop will remain open. Mr. Giles will stay here as my official watcher, reinstated at full salary.
Wow! Giles.
Paid retroactively from the month he was fired.
Whoa. Buffy's quite the negotiator.
More time than all of you combined. He's part of the unit. That's why they speak.
I've clocked field time.
He's so proud.
You can all take your time thinking about that. But I want an answer right now from Quentin.
I love when Buffy calls the shots and is like, listen, here's the plan.
Your terms are acceptable.
I think it's as good as we're gonna get. Yeah. Okay, Giles is back as a watcher. Buffy's back with the council. Okay.
Behind the incense.
It's not, during working hours.
I think I could use a glass.
He's like, yeah, I wasn't scolding you for it. I would like some. Yeah.
She isn't a demon.
What is she?
She's a god.
What? Buffy's eyes. Oh no. Ha! That's much worse. Much worse. Oh no. I don't think we've ever had a god on the show. Oh my gosh. That explains why she's so powerful. Ah! So that was my first time watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 5, Episode 12. I thought it felt like an episode that was setting things up for future episodes, which is fine. I definitely think we need episodes like that. So I'm very curious to see what the next episodes are going to be like now that we have this information. It felt like a slower paced episode, but again, I don't mean that in a negative way, as we didn't really see Buffy being that upset over Riley. There was one scene where she found his sweater, which I think was obviously very triggering. And then we have her mention at the end, that Xander's clocked field hours. And they mention Riley again. So it's interesting to see his name still brought up, but compared to previous episodes where she was, breaking down crying. So it doesn't seem like that much time has passed. Like it feels like it's been only a couple weeks or maybe even days since they last talked. I definitely still think she's missing him, and I'm curious to see how long his name continues to be brought up, or if it just slowly like fades out in the next few episodes. Please no spoilers, but it was definitely interesting to have the council back. We haven't seen them in a long time, and the few times we have seen them have been very, sporadic. Like, it's not like they've been consistent. When Buffy was working for the council, it was always in the background because she had Giles was her watcher, and the council was just away in the UK basically, and they never really played a big part. They kind of had Giles as their spokesperson, obviously, to facilitate that. And the fact that Buffy just walked in, to me, this whole episode could be summed up in the last scene. I think it was so great. And the fact that Buffy just walks in and just puts them in her place, basically, and says, listen, I'm not doing your stupid test or your review, whatever they had planned, which maybe it was a way to get out of writing some elaborate review that they had, who knows, but the fact that she's like, yeah, I'm not doing any of this because you need me, and they definitely need each other, and making her play these games is just stupid. And we've seen the council do that before, where they make her do a test and she almost dies, and then they almost kill her when she was Faith, which Buffy brings up in the episode, and they're like, yeah, like, they don't have a good relationship. This isn't like, hey buddy, could you do me a favor? Like, they need her. Like, she said, quite mockingly, basically, like, you're just gonna publish this information and nothing's gonna happen, and Glory's just gonna run loose and do all this horrible destruction because they need each other. They need the strength that Buffy has and her fighting abilities, but she needs the information. They have to work together. So I think the council kind of realized that they'd overplayed their hand and maybe underestimated Buffy, which you should never do. Obviously, that was a rookie mistake, and they conceded and gave her the information. We don't know what else they had. I'm curious to see where the next episode will go, if we'll find out more information. Obviously, it was a huge, revelation to find out that Glory is in fact a god and not just a regular demon, because Buffy's like, okay, just tell me what kind of demon I'm fighting. We'll figure it out. Like, I've fought demons so many times before. And they're like, well, actually, that's where things get tricky. It's not a demon, it's a god. And like, that just puts things in a whole different perspective, obviously. I don't think we've ever had a god on the show. They fought a lot of things. I don't think we've ever had a god before. And that's terrifying, because what's a god gonna do with the key? If they find Dawn, what's that gonna look like? That's terrifying. And having that scene at Buffy's house where Dawn walks up and Glory doesn't know how close she is to the key, and we also don't know if Dawn knows she's the key. She overheard a few conversations where they were talking about her, but I don't know if she knows. I think she has speculations that something is different, and there's been, a few comments even when Buffy's at the hospital with her mom, like no data and stuff like that. So she's a smart kid. Like, I'm sure she'll put something together. I just don't know when. And how do you explain this concept of being a key and you're a form of energy, and like these, big concepts to her, and what happens if she finds out and when she finds out. And yeah, so there's that whole piece going on as well. And the saving grace right now is that Glory has no idea who or what the key is, because if she knew, it would have been game over. And she knows she needs Buffy to find the key, and Buffy was, very frantically trying to hide her feelings, basically. You could see Buffy's eyes, like, focus on Glory, focus on her, don't look at Dawn, don't look at Dawn. And anytime she would look at Dawn, there was like this panicked look, kind of trying to tell Dawn to get lost, but obviously Glory could sense that she was there anyway. And even we had that scene, Buffy explaining like, oh, it's not a great time, like, I've got to watch out for Dawn. And Xander's like, well, you've always had to do that. And Buffy kind of has to check herself, and she's like, right. Having the interviews with the Scooby gang was interesting, as they're going around, interrogating everybody, saying like, well, what does Buffy do? And they're trying to portray her the best light possible, except for Spike, obviously, who has his own agenda. But they're trying to say like, oh, she's a great fighter and she doesn't need us, but we also bring things to the table, and kind of over explaining, and Tara making up like a number of what level she's at for being a witch. They're like, oh, just a high number. And he didn't like bat an eye. He wasn't looking suspicious. He just wrote it down. So yeah, it's interesting to think that there's levels of witchcraft, and I don't know what a 5 means, if that's good or bad. Please no spoilers, but the fact that she's like, well, I have to say something, and just throws this number out there. I didn't think Buffy would ever go back to the council, because she meant it when she said, she was done with them, because they put her through a lot of horrible things, and she's like, I can continue doing what I need to do on my own. I don't need this. And I'm so glad she was able to negotiate, Giles to be reinstated officially as her watcher. I think she had unofficially reinstated him, a few episodes ago, ago, but now he's officially back and getting paid by the council, which I'm very curious if we ever find out what would that role, pay, what does that look like. And she was able to negotiate back pay for him, which I'm sure he'll be very excited about. But as soon as the council threatened to take away his shop and deport him, and basically, Buffy would never see him again, she was like, okay, well, I'm not going to let this happen. And they knew that they could threaten that. And Giles even explaining, like, physical strength is not their forte. Like, they hire these guys to, do that stuff when they need it, but it's the political, mind games and this behind the scenes, puppet master stuff going on, that's where they excel at, which is terrifying. And that they're obviously very well politically connected, and that they could, make people disappear very, very quickly, which is obviously very intimidating. So it was definitely interesting to have them come back into the picture. I don't know if they'll be in the next episode. I don't know if it'll just be, Giles being back to Watcher, if we'll have more scenes with them officially training and actually studying. I know that was definitely not Buffy's favorite part in the past, but maybe now that she's in college and we saw her standing up in class and that horrible professor, making fun of her, and she's just trying to express her thoughts, and instead of that forming a discussion, he just puts her down, which is horrible. And I felt so bad for Buffy. So maybe now that she's, has a little bit more interest in studies, she will take to it more, which I'm sure would make Giles very happy. We had Ben go against Glory. He says, I'm not doing this stuff for her anymore. He beats up that minion that she calls this lumpy minion that she has, and he says, yeah, I'm out. I'm not going to bring you Buffy. I'm not going to help you anymore. We know they've been working together for a long time, and I feel like he's finally like, I'm out. I don't want to be involved with this. I don't know what that means for his character. Probably nothing good, as Glory's obviously not going to take that well. Overall, I thought it was a decent episode. I feel like it was laying the groundwork. We need to have this set up so that Giles could be reinstated as Watcher. Buffy's now working for the council again and like an official capacity. And obviously that last scene, where we find out more about Glory. I hope the council has some kind of method as to how to take her out. I don't know what that's gonna entail. And I love that Xander brought up the episode where they formed Super Buffy, one of my favorite episodes from a previous season. I'm a little anxious and nervous going into the next episode because I feel like this one was like the calm before the storm, laying everything down, and then the next episodes are just gonna be pure chaos as they try and figure out how to take down Glory. I'm very curious to find out what happens when and if Dawn figures out she's the key. Dawn's definitely getting more and more suspicious that something's off about her. Again, I don't know if she knows it's the key. They didn't mention it, but it's hard to know what she actually heard and how you wouldn't. I don't think most people would assume that a key would represent a human, so I don't know how she perceived that. Joyce seems to be doing okay. She's just hanging out at home and resting. And like I said, they mentioned Riley a few times, but that was basically it. I'm really enjoying this series so far, so thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. She's like, former demons are safe, right? I don't have to worry. This poor mailman's gonna get zapped. I feel like the shades of white in his hair change from episode to episode. Our least favorite intern. Not unless you count the time you thought he was a soldier. They don't know he can't hurt anybody. And they're giving her instructions in Japanese? Come on. She is all kinds of horrible. He does love his soaps. Who's this medieval guy?